rest. When a body does not change its position with respect to its immediate surroundings, then body is at rest. For example, if you see a clock at your room, now 2 seconds passed, the clock is at the same position. Now again 2 seconds passed, the clock is at the same position. So what does it show? That the clock is at rest with respect to the surroundings of your room. But see, say if I am walking, so I am continually changing my position with respect to my immediate surrounding, so hence I am in motion. So we define motion as when a body continually changes its position with respect to its immediate surroundings, then body is at motion. Say, if you are traveling in a bus and you are inside the bus, so all the fellow passengers with respect to you are at rest, but a person who is outside the bus will observe that each one of you are in motion along with the bus. So rest and motion, they are relative terms. Now types of motion. So the first one is translatory motion. When a body travels in a straight line such that all the parts of body covers equal distances in equal interval of time, then this kind of motion is called translatory motion. Say, if I am having this AC remote, okay, I am marking these 2 points as a, and if I move this AC remote for 2 seconds, then each part of the remote will cover the same distance in the same equal interval of time. That is called translatory motion. Now the translatory motion are of 2 types. The first one is rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion, that means the motion in a straight line. We all know that light always travels in a straight line. That is why it is called rectilinear motion of light. Second, curvilinear motion. When a body is moving in a curved path, then it is called curvilinear motion. Now these definitions are given in your book. Kindly go through that also. Now, oscillatory motion. When a body vibrates to and fro from its mean position is called oscillatory motion. For example, say if a point mass or a bob is suspended through a thread, and if I raise that ball to one side and then drop it, this position is called mean position. It is raised and then dropped, it will come back towards the mean position, but due to inertia of motion, it will not stop at the mean position and it will move to the other extreme position, and after that again it will come back to the mean position. This bob is vibrating to and fro from its mean position. This kind of motion is called oscillatory motion. I've included an activity on this. Kindly watch that. Then vibratory motion. Vibratory motion, when a body moves up and down from its mean position, that kind of motion is called vibratory motion. Say, if you have a drum and if you beat it with the stick, the skin of the drum starts vibrating and a sound is heard. Say, if I am having a spring and a load is attached to it, if I pull this load downward and then release, then this load will rise up and down. So the load will execute vibratory motion. Activity on this also is included in this video. You people will see it. Then rotatory motion. Rotatory motion, when a body is made to rotate on its axis, which is actually on the body, is called rotatory motion. For example, a spinning top. A spinning top executes the rotatory motion and the axis of rotation lies within the top. An activity regarding this kind of motion is also included. I have made, and you people will see it after this video, after this explanation. Then circular motion. This is the most common type of motion which you people have observed. Circular motion. Circular motion, tie a stone or simple point mass on a thread and then rotate it as a hand as your axis. So you will see that the stone will execute the circular motion whose axis of rotation lies on the point where you had held the thread. Okay, for today this is the revision for the different types of motion. In next class we will talk about the speed and its SI unit, and we will do some numericals on it.